Hello, everyone. I'm Scarlett with the Student Project channel, and I want to welcome you to our channel. Today, we will be talking about Daniel, who is also a part of our Student Project channel. Hi, Daniel, and welcome.
Hey Scarlett, thanks for having me today.
Our pleasure. Let's get started. Can you share a little about yourself?
Yep. Thank you for the great introduction, by the way. My name is Daniel. I'm 19 years old, and I was born and raised in Colombia. I've never been outside of Colombia yet at the moment. My English level is B1 plus, and I'm attending university as a nursing student in Bogota.
I've never been outside of Colombia either. And as you said, yes. Can you share your experience of learning English?
My journey began at school, where I learned the basics, words, telling the time, and similar concepts. Then I enrolled in a government course which offered a discount but was essentially the same. During my senior year, I persuaded my mom to pay for another course since I had an important exam approaching, which determined my admission to university. I started from the lowest level. Our teachers were all native speakers, and most of them didn't know Spanish at all. Initially, I felt completely lost in the first class, despite being familiar with some of the concepts from school. Uh, However, I gradually became accustomed to their speech and progressed to level A2. That was the stage where I met Ipo and the real learning started. Yeah.
It sounds like you had to navigate through various learning environments with different challenges. It must have been quite an adjustment to transition from school to courses with a native speaking instructors. Can you recall a specific instance during your language learning journey where you faced difficulty in understanding the spoken language? How did you address this challenge?
The most challenging aspect for me was definitely listening, and it's quite amusing now, because most of the time when I was talking to Ipo, I would say yes to everything she said, even though I wasn't getting any of it. There were lots of new words. Some of them sounded almost the same, and that was a real headache for me. How did I address it? I just kept on practicing, and over time, I was able to understand what people were telling me.
It sounds like you faced some real challenges with listening, especially during your conversations with people. Now that your English level has improved, have you noticed any unique challenges or interesting aspects when it comes to understanding different accents?
Yeah, there was a time where I had teachers from the UK, and their accent was incredibly hard to understand. There were lots of words that I've never heard in my life, and the way they pronounce it was really hard for me to understand. But over a week, I would say, I started to catch a little bit more of what they were saying to us, which was really cool.
Nice. Now, how did you find out about the institution where you studied English?
I have this friend, her name is Valeria. She went to school with me and she told me about it right before the pandemic started. I hadn't really considered it until I saw that she was improving really fast. In 2021, I talked with her again and she gave me the information about the institution.
I see Valeria's progress caught your attention, particularly as she mentioned the institution just before the pandemic. What made you choose the institution over others, this in specific?
It was primarily based on my friend's experience and saying that it was effective.
Nice. So your decision was mainly influenced by observing your friend's experience and its effectiveness. What has been the most rewarding part of learning a new language for you?
Mm, the most rewarding part for me, I would say, was proving to myself that I'm capable of accomplishing difficult tasks. There were moments when I felt overwhelmed and thought that I couldn't continue. I was really frustrated because I wasn't aware of the progress that I was making. However, over time, I realized that even though my progress was gradual, like taking baby steps, I was undeniably moving closer to my goal.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with us today, Daniel. But before we go, sorry, let me ask this last question. What are your top three tips or tricks you would like to share with people of all ages out there who might want to learn English or any other language?
Um, Number one, yeah, I would say is talking to yourself in English. And I know it sounds awkward, but I think it's a great way to practice if you don't have someone whose English is better than yours that you can practice with. Number two would be watching series in English with subtitles in English as well. I did this with The Big Bang Theory, and it was pretty hard for me to get the jokes when I started watching it. But you can imagine how much it helped me understand so many things from that, such as the humor or the way people say things and so much more. And finally, the third one would be to take it easy because you need to be patient and trust your process. Learning a new language isn't something easy, but it's not impossible either. And I know some people think that English is not for them or that they cannot learn it, but that's not true. And I'd like to invite everyone who's watching this and thinking about learning English or any other language to give it a try and be aware of how intelligent we all are.
Your tips offer valuable guidance for language learnings across all age groups. Thank you for sharing your insight with us. This includes our interview with Daniel today, and we are sincerely appreciate your time and sharing your experiences on your English journey. If you want to see Daniel's hot seat questions, go check out our coffee page. Also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.